The weekly chapter Leha. We continue to talk about the series prophecies about the king of Jerusalem, Samlaneh. Here today we'll be talking about Jerusalem, the city that composed the posts before the sanctuary, Judah 4:13, Jeremy 35:9. In this series of summary, we will talk about the post. The Torah instructs us to, on behalf of the post, the 7th month, 10th day, in which we have to accept because this is the day of the Lord, cleans us upon once a year after year and after year. In the book of Ecclesiastes 8:9, we find the posts that are made in Israel so far and will be committed to the day when God will make the post of the Mashiach, the day of the coming of Judah. The joy and the gladness post is the formed mouth of the Terzamecha, which is also described in the Talmud, Talmaz 17 and on. On this day, Moses smashed the table, Ezekiel 34:1, post in the 5th month of Abin, 9th, when both the temples were destroyed. Post 7th month to raised to the post of the 3rd month, the post guide. Jerusalem writes about this post when the 10th month of the Tivez to the 10th. Ezekiel talks about this circle of which the walls around Jerusalem provides communication in Ephesanum 2:10 must compare with the compass with the Jews in the synagogues. They proclaim the name of God. Jesus said, salvation is from the Jews. Have the Esther post, the month of Adar. We also need to fasten. There are also Jews in positions of the righteousness. This month, the 7th day, and this Haisid's 4th month, on Monday and on Friday, in the Kabbalists before the Sabbath, the day of judgment, and the day before the book of the New Year's. This woman's righteousness fast on all days except Saturdays. The book of Judeas, who was a woman who fasted all days of her life except the Sabbaths and the holidays, and therefore these days she had just tested in the evenings. All did upon fastening in Yom Kippur and 9th Aviv, accuses for the sunset and the rise of the 3rd star. Other posts and feasts in the month's sunrise, and therefore the rest of the stars that go upset ours. Disciples of John were saying about them fastening perhaps as Judas or as the Jews or the Kabbalists twice a week. Mark 2:28, Matthew 9:14. Mondays and Thursdays, Pharisees and Judists, or as the Jews and the Kabbalists, fasten twice a week. Mark 2:28, Matthew 9, continue on. Jesus teaches humbled in fasting, but not for the pride to showing themselves before men. Matthew 6:16-17. We need to make in the comparisons of the prayer and fasting. Daniel 14:23. When fasting, we need to pray with humbleness so the Lord may hear us. Joel chapter 2 serves as the fasting of God. Luke 2:20-37. Considering the fear, we must fear God, and through the habitants hear by God. Daniel 10:30. Then we are heard by God. But if we fasten, but our heart is far from God, so God does not see our fasting. Isaiah 58:3. God wants that a man follows his fasting. This is the fasting of God has chosen unto the features of the wicked, until the bonds of the yoke, and let the offsprings go free, and break every yoke and bread to the hungry. Then fasten, God will hear us. When we obey God's fastenings, which are written in the scriptures, from humble hearts and to be humbled, and God will hear us when we are truly from the bottom of our heart, not in prideness of men, but we fasten these posts, these fastening would be in our hearts in front of God from trueness, then God will hear us.